hold on. This isn't the full picture. That brain isn't just thinking. So why do we still separate intellect and emotion, despite a large body of neuroscientific research, which tells us that they are connected like the foundations and abutments of a bridge? Somewhere along our journey, we subordinated feeling to thinking, pathos to logos. This concept of Cartesian dualism has had a profound effect on the Western worldview. One of its implications is that we tend to see emotion and reason not only as distinct spheres, but also as forces working in opposition to each other. Thanks to the recent work of researchers and writers like Brené Brown and Antonio Damasio, the topics of vulnerability and emotional intelligence have gained traction in our global conversation. But we still have a long journey ahead of us, because by and large, displays of vulnerability and emotion are still regarded as weakness. Just today, one of my students in my speech class said, "Professor Boone, I don't feel like I can give my speech today. I'm just too emotional." Is a purely rational speech void of emotion going to be any better? I doubt it. And yet, if education is the capital city for thought, we keep banishing emotion to the outskirts of town, outside the city limits. This persistent and compartmentalized view of emotion and thought damages our capacity to communicate with authenticity, to create engaging classrooms, to validate our own feelings, and to fully connect with others from a place of wholeness. Friends, we are far from home, but we aren't without hope. Emotional support and education can be seen leaking into social media, news outlets, and even schools. If we free ourselves to speak emotion and welcome it in wider context, in particular the classroom, I believe we'll see an increased capacity to be hospitable and whole humans.
This whole body system includes not just our intellect, which is what we value most these days as humans, but also our central nervous system and our emotional system. So the brain is a house for all of that. And by having a tendency in our culture to honor the linear cognitive pathways, what we've done so many times then is dishonor and disintegrate these systems that are meant to be integrated. So if you just take into consideration the brain-body connection, I do cognitive behavioral therapy, which is a type of therapy that really looks at what happens when we start to try to pull apart and not feel our feelings all the way through. Feelings are designed to really just show up in our central nervous system. It's electricity, it's energy and motion. And we're designed to let that freely flow through us like a conduit. It should last somewhere between 60 and 90 seconds. And if it lasts longer than that, then what we're usually doing is trying to resist it and not feel it. We're not releasing it, we're not getting the information and going forward with it.
Without emotions, we lack the foundation and the materials to build bridges that connect thought and memory. We lack much of the fibrous and sticky material that makes up the human experience. We're still working to undo the effect of Cartesian dualism on Western education. Gregory L. Ulmer says, "Problems be us." Here's the flip side, the good news. Solutions be us too. Which means we've got work to do. I'm not suggesting an educational system in which emotion replaces logic. I'm just hoping that our perception of emotion and its place and value in the grand human experience is elevated and reinstated. I'm just hoping we can work together to repair the bridge that connects thought to emotion, so that we can make the journey home to wholeness.